Sophie the People's Elbow Stunningham, baby. She was cooking tonight, y'all. She was cooking. We figured it out, y'all. We know where she got that elbow. It was from Wakanda. She got that. She got that vibranium in there, man. That automatic targeted system in there. 6 for 7? You went 6 for 7 from the... Oh, my goodness, man.
6 of 7 from beyond the arc. Take a moment to appreciate just how impressive that is. Sophie Cunningham delivered one of the most efficient shooting performances of the season, knocking down shots with confidence and consistency when her team needed it most. What makes it even more impressive is that she did it under the spotlight on a big stage, with all eyes on the Indiana Fever.
Man, look at Sophie. They got Sophie all over the place right now. Caitlin, she said, look, I got to lead a game with one of them, man. Look, I got to leave it with one. Bang, knock that thing down, man. Come on. Then here she go, another. Look how she just driving in, using that sneaky strength, getting big on them, man. I see you, Caitlin. Look how she finding her teammates on the transition. Sophie Cunningham, man. She had me out of my seat, dog. Look at her. Look at her. F yeah, baby. Sophie had me out of my seat, dog.
Watch that sequence closely. This isn't simply a player getting hot for a few possessions. It's the result of excellent movement, smart positioning, and outstanding shot preparation. Cunningham consistently found open space, stayed in rhythm, and made quick decisions when opportunities appeared. Shooting 6 for 7 from three-point range requires more than talent. It requires focus, confidence, and the ability to execute under pressure.
Man. Look at this. Fast break. Bang! Sophie, 6 for 7? How are you feeling tonight, man? This is crazy work. You had AB. They had this beautiful play right here. Hold on. They're going to play it back. It was a fake handoff to Caitlin. Caught her sleeping. Backdoor pass to Kelsey. Man, they were cooking then. They were cooking right there. I like that play. But, then look at this behind the back. Come on, man. Come on, man. They out here fooling around now. Look, just fool.
That sidestep 3 was the moment you knew Sophie Cunningham was locked in. The defense was closing out aggressively, fully aware of how hot she was shooting, yet she still created space and knocked down the shot with confidence. It was a perfect example of high-level shot-making under pressure. More importantly, this performance could be a glimpse of what Indiana's offense can become. The Fever have been searching for a reliable secondary scorer all season, someone capable of taking pressure off Caitlin Clark and delivering big offensive nights. Cunningham showed exactly that potential, finishing with 24 points while staying completely within the flow of the offense. Clark also deserves credit for how she managed the game. When her own shot wasn't falling consistently, she shifted into facilitator mode, finishing with 14 assists and keeping the entire offense moving. That's the kind of decision-making elite players make. Indiana's ball movement led to outstanding team efficiency, shooting over 50% from the field and over 40% from three. When multiple players are contributing at that level, the Fever become one of the league's most dangerous offensive teams. The next challenge is maintaining that level of execution on a consistent basis.
Lays it in.
This, man, she made the shot, but, man, I was like, yo, that's Viola Davis right there, dog. Kelsey Mitchell making tough lays. Man. Hines Allen, she got hit in the face, but she came back out there, nose bleeding. Look, this wasn't exactly what I wanted them to do to this team. And Raven, shout out to Raven, knocking down a clutch 3 in the corner. Beautiful work. She hit 2 threes in this game. Then Caitlin, once again, getting aggressive. Like, this wasn't necessarily the game that I wanted when I said I wanted them to take off and just have a breakout game where they're just blowing somebody out. They did a better job closer to the end of the game.
Kelsey Mitchell's performance was equally important. She finished with 27 points on highly efficient shooting, providing exactly the kind of scoring support championship contenders need. With Clark creating opportunities, Cunningham stretching the floor, and Mitchell attacking gaps in the defense, Phoenix struggled to find answers. That's what makes Indiana so difficult to defend when everything is working. Opponents can't focus solely on Clark because the other scoring threats are capable of taking over stretches of the game. Every defensive adjustment opens opportunities somewhere else on the floor. At the same time, there are still areas that need improvement. Indiana's first half was filled with unnecessary turnovers and inconsistent execution. The Fever cleaned things up after halftime, and the offense immediately became more effective. Against stronger opponents, however, slow starts and careless mistakes can quickly become costly. The overall performance was encouraging and showed what this team is capable of at its best. But if Indiana wants to compete with the league's elite teams, maintaining focus and reducing turnovers will remain just as important as their offensive firepower.
21 points, 5 for 15 from the field, 1 for 8 from the 3, 10 for 14 from the free throw line. That is a superstar whistle. That is a star whistle right there, dog. Okay. 5 boards, 14 assists with 6 TOs, 1 steal, and 1 block, man. Dicing the defense up with that. And honestly, you could tell she was off with the shooting. She was even missing free throws. I'm like, nah, Caitlin don't miss free throws like that now. Hold on now. But yeah, you can see even when you don't have Lexi shooting well, you don't have Caitlin.
Aliyah Boston delivered the kind of complete performance that highlights her value to Indiana's success. She finished with 18 points on efficient shooting, grabbed 11 rebounds, and contributed across the board with assists, steals, and blocks. When Boston is active on both ends of the floor, she provides the balance every championship contender needs. Her ability to control the paint, protect the rim, and score efficiently gives the Fever a reliable foundation whenever the offense stalls. At the same time, Indiana's defensive concerns remain impossible to ignore. Allowing 91 points to a Phoenix team that has struggled offensively for stretches this season exposed several recurring issues. The Fever were often late rotating on defense, gave up too many easy transition opportunities, and occasionally lost track of cutters moving behind the defense. Those mistakes may not be fatal against every opponent, but playoff teams will capitalize on them immediately. The challenge for Indiana is consistency. Too often this season, the Fever have started slowly, particularly on the defensive end, before finding their rhythm later in games. Against stronger postseason opponents, falling behind early can become difficult to overcome. If Indiana wants to make a deep playoff run, the defensive focus and urgency that show up in the second half must be present from the opening tip.
Man, talk to me nicely. Ravens, 6 points, 2 for 5 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3, 1 assist with 1 TO. They shot 52 from the field, 43 from the 3, and 85% from the free throw. Like I said, man, they were doing a fantastic job shooting. They just needed to get stops. The defense needed to be better. They needed to take care of the ball in the first half. As you can see, they finished with 16 turnovers. In the first half, they finished with 11 TOs, dog. 11. Like, come on, man. If they put it together, make a full game, they have 130 tonight. Easily 130, man. Oh. But they beat them on the glass.
Caitlin Clark once again demonstrated why she is one of the most impactful players in the league. She finished with 21 points and 14 assists, finding ways to control the game even on a night when her outside shot was not at its best. Rather than forcing difficult three-pointers, Clark adjusted her approach and focused on creating opportunities for herself and her teammates. What stood out most was her decision-making. After recognizing that her perimeter shot was not falling consistently, she became more aggressive attacking the basket, drawing contact, and earning trips to the free throw line. That willingness to adapt allowed her to remain highly productive while keeping the offense flowing. Her 14 assists were another reminder of how much her game has evolved. Clark is no longer viewed solely as a high-volume scorer. She is developing into a complete floor general who can dictate tempo, read defenses, and elevate the players around her. The best players understand that winning matters more than individual numbers, and Clark's performance reflected that mindset throughout the game. As Indiana continues preparing for the postseason, this version of Clark may be the most important one. Even when the shots are not falling, she can still control the game through playmaking, leadership, and smart decision-making. Those qualities are often what separate talented players from true franchise cornerstones.
3-27. Come on, dog. They scored off 25 assists, so the ball was moving around. Beautiful. Had 5 blocks, 4 steals, 10 O-boards. They were eating on the glass on them. Eating. But yeah, They need to take care of those back doors, stop going to sleep on defense, get back on defense too. We cannot do this against the Dream, dog. They will punish us. All right. So get back on defense. Let me see how many points they gave up on the turnovers. 12 points off the turnovers. We scored 15 off of their 12. Beautiful work. 10 fast break points. And we tied in points in the paint, 44-44. They did have an injury with Sykes. Man, you hate to see it, man. Game might have been a little tougher with her in, but that might be an Achilles tear. I don't want to jinx her. Let me pull that out of there. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, but it did look like something that happens with the Achilles. Okay. So yeah. Hey, let's clean it up. Let's come out hot. Come out hot against the Dream, baby, because the Dream, man, they're going to punish us if we come out looking like that, man. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about the game and the info.
When you step back and look at the bigger picture, this performance highlighted both the strengths and the challenges facing Indiana as the season moves forward. Offensively, the Fever showed exactly why many believe they can become one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Scoring 113 points against a professional opponent is no small accomplishment, and it came from a balanced attack that featured contributions across the roster. Sophie Cunningham delivered the kind of explosive scoring performance that can change the complexion of a game. Kelsey Mitchell provided efficient offense and timely shot-making, while Aliyah Boston continued to impact every area of the floor with her scoring, rebounding, and defensive presence. Caitlin Clark once again demonstrated her versatility, adjusting her approach and controlling the game through playmaking when her perimeter shot wasn't falling. Those are all encouraging signs for a team with postseason ambitions. At the same time, there are areas that still require attention. Turnovers remain a concern, particularly during slow starts that have appeared too often throughout the season. Defensive communication also needs improvement. Indiana has the athleticism and personnel to be a strong defensive team, but lapses in rotations and awareness continue to create unnecessary scoring opportunities for opponents. Consistency will ultimately determine how far this team can go. The Fever have shown flashes of elite basketball, but championship-caliber teams sustain that level for an entire game, not just stretches. Against top opponents, mistakes that can be overcome in the regular season become much more costly. Still, there were plenty of positives to take away from this performance. The offense looked connected, multiple players stepped up in key moments, and the team responded well after a shaky start. Most importantly, the Fever demonstrated the type of balanced attack that makes them difficult to defend when everything is working together. If Indiana can continue building on performances like this while tightening up its defensive execution and reducing turnovers, it has the talent to compete with any team in the league. The potential is clearly there. The next challenge is proving that this level of play can become the standard rather than the exception as the playoffs approach.